When was the last time you worried about whether something you said might be misunderstood? I've spoken with several people recently who have a really good level of English. However, when they're doing talks or having an important meeting, they feel that their communication isn't as smooth as it could be. And they're worried that having a slight mispronunciation could end up in miscommunication. This is a valid fear because sometimes all it takes is for one vowel sound to change and you've got a whole different word. Today, I'm going to share a few benefits of working on your pronunciation, which aspects of pronunciation to focus on, and 3 ways that you can focus on these aspects. This is so that you feel confident in your pronunciation and proud of the way that you speak. Let me introduce myself first of all. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Jenny. I'm a neurolanguage coach who's specialized in pronunciation. I help you feel more confident in your English speaking skills, which enables you to get better results for your own clients and students. It also increases your job satisfaction as well as increasing your job opportunities. I absolutely love my job and working with people like you because I know that the work you do is so important. And when you feel 100% confident in your English communication skills, you're able to create more meaningful relationships by connecting more authentically with others through English. Let's start with a few of the benefits. When you work on understanding a little bit more about how English pronunciation works, you can improve your comprehensibility. This is not just about how you speak, but also about how much you understand when you're listening to other speakers. Once you feel more confident with your own pronunciation, you start speaking more clearly with less hesitation. This allows you to focus on your communication goals rather than how you're speaking. Once this has been achieved, your next focus is your communication. And you can start to relax and smile more as your self-confidence increases. And soon you'll be able to use your English to support your goals. And this will have a knock-on effect of boosting your self-esteem in all areas of your life. So there are 3 main areas that I find need some focus when we're thinking about pronunciation. The first one is going back to the basics and learning about the vowel sounds. Now, the vowel sounds are important because in English, although we've got the 5 letters, we actually have over 20 vowel sounds. And some of them are really similar, where we have contrasting short and long sounds like I and E. We also have diphthongs, where we combine vowel sounds to create a new vowel sound, like ow or o. One of the biggest problems with this is that English spelling does not help us with the pronunciation. We have bow and bow. We also have bear and bear. So learning about the pronunciation is important. There are many other examples, which I'm not going to go into right now, but I'm sure you're aware of other examples. Vowel sounds are also important because they can change depending on whether the word they're in or the syllable that they're in is stressed or unstressed. And this is where the schwa sound comes in. And this schwa sound is never written. And actually it can be any of the vowel letters. So this is a very short, unstressed vowel sound that we use a lot in the English language. All of these things are rarely spoken about in English classrooms, but they are essential for clear, confident communication. The second aspect to think about is stress. So this could be word stress or sentence stress. And this could be the difference between having a verb or a noun, like entrance or entrance. So this not only affects the function of the word, but can, in some situations, like the example I just gave, change the whole meaning of the word. This is not always the case, but in some examples. Not only this, but in sentence stress, it can also affect the rhythm of what you're saying. For example, when you're speaking in English, we stress the key words, the most important words in a sentence, but they're only the most important words to the speaker. And as the listener, we have to understand why have they stressed those particular words? Because changing the stress can change the meaning. For example, if I ask someone what the time is, I won't stress a specific word. I'd say, what's the time? So I'm stressing time a little bit. But if I have to ask them again, if they don't respond, or maybe I don't hear what they say, I'm going to stress, what's the time? I'm stressing the question word, which I wouldn't normally do. So this changes the emphasis, and it's not just important when we're speaking, but also important when we're listening to others. So as well as being a really helpful tool when we're listening to others, when we understand how to use it, it can help us make our message much clearer. And you may have noticed when I did my question example about the time, it wasn't just the stress that I changed, it was the intonation. Now, intonation is the third part that I'd like to focus on today. And intonation, in case you don't know, is the way that your voice changes in pitch, rising and falling as you go through what you're saying. In English, we have quite a wide range of pitch, and I know that I've mentioned this before, but just in case you're watching this and haven't heard, when you're speaking with a native English speaker, the more their pitch changes, the more interested they are in the conversation you're having, or the more interested they are in you. Now, this is key information for you because you can also understand that when someone's speaking with more of a monotonous tone, it means that they're less interested. You can use this to your advantage because you can adapt what you're talking about or who you're talking to if you're feeling the same. But also, when you're speaking, you can show the other person how interested you are, whether you're using a monotonous tone, showing that you're not interested, or varying your pitch more so that the other person understands that you're interested and you want to continue the conversation. Being able to control your words and have power over your speech like that, it's key to making those connections with other people, authentic connections, so that you're communicating in a way that feels good for you and for the person that you're speaking with. So, how can you work on these three aspects of pronunciation? First of all, let's go back to vowels. And here we have to go back to the basics. We're thinking about how the mouth moves for the sounds and where the tongue is, what position the tongue is in when you're enunciating those sounds. This information is all available online. And I'd really recommend when you're doing this, look in a mirror. Look in a mirror and watch the way that your mouth is moving. Think about where your tongue is within your mouth and watch videos, copy other people. How are their mouths moving? What are they doing differently to you? Or what are they doing the same as you? and really focus on differentiating those similar sounds, whether it's a short I and E, or whether it's the diphthongs or triphthongs that we have in the English language. When you are looking at word stress and sentence stress, play around with it, especially sentence stress. Play with which words you're stressing. Think about stressing a different word to normal. How does that change your message? How does that change what you're saying? Thinking about whether you're wanting to say, I really like this, but you don't, or I love this song, rather than just, I like it. And remember to have some fun while you're doing this. If you're wanting to listen back, whether it's sentence stress or intonation, I would really recommend recording yourself. Get your smartphone or other device that has a voice recorder on it. Record yourself saying something. This could be a short sentence. It could be copying something that someone else has said. It could be speaking on a topic of your choice for a couple of minutes. Whatever you choose is good. But then listen back to it. How did it sound? Would you be interested in having a conversation with that person? Why or why not? Think about what worked well, and also think about what things you could improve. And this isn't about saying, oh, it's terrible. No, there is always something good, and we work in a constructive way, thinking about what we can improve. And there will always be something. Even for me, when I listen back to my recording, I'm sure there will be things that I listen to and think, oh, I could have said that differently. Or I could have stressed that word to make my point better. But that is part of communication and part of speaking. That all being said, if you would like to feel more confident knowing that your pronunciation supports your communication skills, my comprehensive pronunciation course is starting next week. This is the first time that I'm running this course as a hybrid course. So this is a new format just for you. So it has an online aspect where you can study on your own at your convenience, all the aspects that we spoke about before and much more. There will also be weekly live Zoom calls, which will give you the chance to ask any questions you may have, clear up any doubts of anything that's come up that week, and also put into practice some of the things that you've been studying. Because it's not enough just to read the information or to look at some pictures. We actually need to physically do this, because learning a language is not theory-based. It's not just information. It's a practical skill that you're using in order to communicate with other people. And the only way that we can make changes is by physically doing it out loud, whether that's on our own or with a group of supportive people. So this course is starting next week. There are 3 5-week blocks. The first will be focused on vowel sounds. The second will be focused on word and sentence stress. And the final part will be focused on connected speech and intonation. The course will be spread out over 18 weeks. This is because I want to give you a break between each of the 5 blocks so that you have time to consolidate the information that you've learnt. You can sign up to this course on my website. I'll put the link below the video here. And if you have any questions, please ask. You can either comment below the video or you can send me an email. My email address is jenny@excellenceinenglisheducation.com. I'll also put that below this video. That's it. Thanks for coming along. I look forward to seeing you soon.